Wednesday, June 17th, 2015, 8 o'clock p.m. A 21-year-old Caucasian male shows up to Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina, where members of the predominantly black church were attending Bible study group. 9 o'clock p.m. He opens fire. He kills 8 people on the spot. 1 more person dies on the way to the hospital. He escapes. As the community began to grapple with the reality of what took place, the gunman made his way to North Carolina. Dylan Roof was captured in North Carolina at 10:45 the following morning. The community mourned. They focused more on race than on the gun. There was an increase of Caucasians in church attendance and Bible study groups. South Carolina removed the Confederate flag from outside of the State House. The city of Charleston took donations to help cover the cost of funerals. On June 19th, Dylan Roof made his first court appearance. Family members of victims and survivors stood up and one by one forgave him. But the question remained, how could this have happened? Dylan Roof was raised in a middle-class household, 2 households, I suppose. His parents were divorced when he was born, and he spent some of the time with his mom and some of the time with his dad. Both of his parents were pretty transient, and both had financial struggles at separate times throughout his life. Dylan dropped out of high school and began reading white supremacy websites. He created his own website to showcase his racist views. Within 4 months of the shooting, he had had 3 separate run-ins with the law. 2 ended up being filed as misdemeanors. 1 had a controlled substance, and 1 that didn't receive any charges. He was found to have a gun in his car. For his 21st birthday, his father gave him money. He used that money to buy a gun. He went in, applied for the gun, and waited 3 days for the FBI to do their background check. The FBI was still actively looking into his background when the 3-day waiting period concluded. They didn't yet find the police report showing Roof admitted to the possession of a controlled substance, which would have prevented him from buying the gun. His friends knew that he was planning something for up to 6 months in advance. He wanted to start a race war, and he talked about doing something big. But they didn't take any action. The lesson from the tragedy is that love wins over hate. Dylan Roof tried to destroy a community, but only made it stronger.